Oh yeah, hello, 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 and welcome to PXR Season 2, Round 4 of F1 Tier 2 at a very wet Italian circuit. Well, not very wet, but quite a damp one as the drivers are going out on the slicks right now, rather than the intermediates, as it's still probably about dry enough for the slick compound of tyres. We have everyone going out as soon as possible. um, yeah, people are all out on the softs. They really need to get a lap time in as soon as possible. The TTV Spenny out already because he's serving a quali ban. Will do. So the people that are going out later are really going to suffer the most, as you really want to be out when there's as least traffic and as quick as possible before the rain starts to come down. Okay. On board with Cutler as he's going through Sector 1 now. You can see everyone just flooding out onto the circuits. Everyone's trying to get out before the rain starts to come down heavy. The rest is still unable to. It does still look like it is time for the slicks right now, so no cause to go into the inters yet again, but you definitely do want to get your laps in as soon as possible. Oh, they're setting a double purple sensor, but I'm sure that's going to be beaten by the drivers behind them, as there's still going to be that track evolution. But so, Stan Bowles goes fastest, followed by Cutler shortly behind, just over half a tenth slower. Jack H goes fourth, and PXR Asterisk P3. The times are flooding in. A1 minks it with a 25 flat and a 30.6 for Louis T. As you can see, Louis T is really struggling for grip, looking to be a very, very wet circuit. All the times are flooding in, but I doubt they're going to be going much faster. You can see the track is getting wet. And Asterix is out of the session after binning it. He glitched the timing, so he's now in P15. So he's actually out of the session. Asterix is. He said on my screen is P15. Yeah, so Ashes is now out of the session. Oh, that's class from him. But as a poor show from the Mercedes driver, maybe his seat is at risk after that poor performance and poor performances in recent races. So yeah, A1 mixed wheels faster with a 24.3, doing a very nice lap. So we're on board with Stephen 3001. Truck is definitely getting not very fast. So just one improvement needed to knock the PXR asterisks out, but the track is getting very, very undrivable at this moment in time. However, it does look like it could clear up, so yeah, that is going to be interesting to see whether that can happen. Everyone's pretty much in the pits now. I doubt people will be going out at this moment. It's still raining lightly, but I don't know whether people will be finishing their laps. Did see the drivers go out again later on in the session. If the track does clear up, then yeah, it's gonna be really close. Is it too high? What's wrong with? True. So yeah, Callum going out on his outlap now, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to improve in these tricky conditions. It's going to have to be quite a good lap from him. The rain does look like it's getting slightly heavier, so it's just going to be that little bit more difficult to get your laps in. Very slow through the first and second corners. It's getting just increasingly difficult to very difficult to get a good lap in. Yeah, Callum doesn't look to be going very much faster. I mean, he might be able to get through, but it's going to have to be a mega lap here to get him through. It's 41 seconds down, so if he can have a good last sector, then he may be in. Nice track limits from Callum there. So yeah, fantastic stuff from him, but let's See what he does, going through Parabolica now. And Callum sets a 25 flat, getting his way into P8. It's called, I'm not going to say. Mount Callum is round in the middle of Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And he has to get out of the way of Stephen, who he almost crashes into. Stephen, of course, on a lap, literally 6 tenths up on that. With a good lap hit, he could find himself getting through into Q2. The rain does look to have maybe lightened up a little bit. We've just got to wait and see about that. 9 tenths up, going through into the Ascari chicane now. This lap time would put him through around P9 or P10, so let's see what he can do. Go through the final corner, which is Parabolica. Taking 4th gear to try and get that extra rotation through the car. Takes a nice wide line, cuts back to the inside to set a 1 minute 24.4, putting him second. But just showing that the track is still fast enough to be setting laps. So it looks like the likes of Julian Nater, Luke Lee, Josh and RL4 will all have to be setting laps here to try and get themselves through into Q2. Luke Lee, Josh almost 3 tenths up on his PB. They're so close. You've got the whole grid separated by a second. P1 to P18 is separated by a second. So any major improvements or minor improvements really does make the difference in this league. So I see what Luke Lee, Josh going through Parabolica, quite tentative on exit, doesn't want to chuck away this lap that he's got because this might be his last opportunity at setting a lap time. He goes across the line to set a 1 minute 25.6, keeping him P16, so not improving. Julian Nater goes third with a 25.5. We have the audio glitch as RL4 is going for a lap now. RL4 going down into turns 1 and 2, bit of a look up. As we have the annoying audio glitch, so sorry about that, nothing we can do. We're going through Lesmo 1 now, trying to gain as much momentum through these corners as possible, using all of the curb at Lesmo 2. So going through Parabolica, he's down on his time at 26 flat. So it's not looking like RL4 will be able to get through into Q2. He's backed off his lap. Julian Nater getting out of the way of Lefrath TB, who's down in P16, so really needs a lap time on the board to get himself into Q3, possibly. Rain looking to be just keeping the same here, so Very real changes in conditions. Left Raff 2.5 tenths down. His personal best, he's almost going for a spin. So it's like nobody really, I don't think, will be improving on their lap time, because a lot of the drivers are now retiring from the sessions. They're acknowledging the track simply will not get faster. RL Full saying that he's on a default setup, which is definitely not where you want to be. I think that will be it for qualifying here. I doubt anyone is going to be able to improve. Luke Josh, though, however, and YX, is it? What should I call him again? He's retired. Yeah, he's not going up for another lap. But Luke Josh going to risk on his outlap, the last person on the track to set a lap time better. Just going around the final corner to set his last flying lap of the session. Legally Josh is the last person on track trying to set a lap. I don't think he'll be able to improve, as the track is getting a lot wetter. Yet 1.3 seconds down on his personal best. I doubt he's going to be able to improve. Want me to restart or? Nah, 1080. Mine are always fine. The PXR ones are always fine from my account. This is the same account and everything. I'll go check now on my account. So, future prizes out in Q1. PXR Asterix out to be most notable, not the best of qualifying sessions for him after crashing out at Ascari. So, I'm sure he's going to try and make up for that in the race. Maybe go for an alternate strategy like we'll see a lot of the people outside the top 10 go for. But it's going to be quite an exciting battle for pole position here between the likes of Cutler, Sleek Mover, TTFS Electro and Stephen 3001 and one among other people as well. So nobody going out, a few people going out at the moment. This is still raining. I don't know whether the rain will clear up or whether it will start to, well, keep getting even wetter. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to figure out what the weather's going to do. So some people going out early, some people going out later on in the session, but we'll have to wait and see. Similar conditions to Q1, so yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting as Cutler almost goes for a spin in the wet conditions. An interesting Q1, I'm sure it's going to get even closer in Q2 with only 10 people making it through into Q3. We're going to follow on board with the Alfa Romeo of Hasbia, the first person to go out on their flying lap. Slightly missing the apex there in these tricky wet conditions. Let's see whether we can make up for it. A bit of sliding on next to just show that the grip just simply is not there on the soft compound of tyres, but obviously it's going to try and just compromise it as they will be faster than the intermediates. Rain looking to still be the same, actually not really clearing up at all, so I'll just stay on board with him. So he goes flying through Lesmo on a slight downhill corner, so the rear end can get very, very loose through there. There's a Renault off, I'm not too sure who that is, as I think it's a Prius off there. Yeah, let's go back on board to Hasbia. He's going to fly through Ascari now. A nice cam there, just showing he's really on the edge here, just chucking the car and almost losing it through there, just showing that these conditions are really, really not favourable, but it's going to show whoever's got the best skill, whoever's going to be able to hook up the laps in the tricky conditions are going to do the best here. Obviously a blow for T3 Spenny that he can't be out there, but it's unfortunate for him. So Hasbia is the first person to come across the line and sets a 28 flat for his flying lap. Going to follow on board with the Ferrari of Steven now, clicking apex nicely with Parabolica, taking a nice and tight line, try and take the shortest distance to the line as well. Let's see what lap time he will do, and he goes for over the line, hits a 28 flat as well, so the track looking to be a lot slower than the last session from what we've seen now, probably about 3 seconds slower. So maybe it could be time for the intermediate compound of tyres, I'm not too sure. You can really see people struggling for grip as Electro loses the car completely and almost hits into Cutler. Very close stuff there. I think Cutler is going on another lap, I think. Let's check the sector times as he'll be going through sector 1 now, and he's 2.5 tenths up on his personal best time. He's in second gear, trying to get that extra rotation and bite through the corner. The tricky Lesmo 1, using all the exit curb available to try and cover as much momentum through that corner as well. He's on a nice lap so far. I'm sure Stephen will get out of his way down this straight, getting a very nice slipstream. Oh, Stephen not getting out of the way there, and that has kind of impeded Cutler's lap a small bit there. He's been a long way around him, so that's not the most ideal thing for Cutler, probably losing maybe a tenth from that incident. I can just before the 50-meter board try and hit the tight line through a scar, as it will gain you a lot of time. Of course, tricky conditions, it's not something that any of the drivers I'm sure would have been able to prepare for, so going to show the nerve of some of the drivers of whether they can actually compete in these conditions. The 10 out of the 14 drivers has set a lap. Sleek Mover, Louis T, Stan Bubbles, and Callum still in the pits after not setting a lap yet. They think the track might get a bit drier towards the end of the session. TCFS Electra, however, is one person that is on a lap. Electra is 7/10 up on his personal best time, short shifting, but losing the back end quite a lot. So conditions really not suiting Electra. Maybe using a dry setup is to not just ruin his race strategy. There's someone that's offered a Sky. I think that might be McLaren. The Jack H is offered a Sky, almost hitting AOR Minx there. And he's gone round for a spin. He's got to be careful not to hit Electro, who's going through a Sky now as he almost hits into him. Jack H rejoining the track rather dangerously there and almost hitting into Jack H. Let's see what lap time TCFS Electro can do despite that short shifting on exit to minimise the heavy amounts of wheel spin like you will get throughout this lap. It's going to be not the best of laps. It's a 28.8, only improving by 2/10. I think the traffic they encountered in that lap did not help him in the slightest. Jack H is off again at Parabolica, so he's looking to really be struggling. Renault of Callum is out on the intermediate compound of tyres, but it's gone straight back into the pits, so maybe thinking better of it, thinking he can go faster on the softs. But we've got Stan Bubbles and Louis T going out on their outlaps now. Well, it's been a bit of a disappointing season for Stan Bubbles, obviously a bright spark in Season 1, but hasn't been able to carry that momentum through into Q2.
Oh. I need to mute it.
Was going through turns 1 and 2 now, using first gear to try and get that rotation that you so desperately need in in these tricky conditions. Getting a purple first sector does Stan Bubbles, taking a very nice line, getting a bit twitchy through De La Roche using second gear, probably not the best gear that you want to be taking through there. We're actually gonna switch over to Sleek Mover, who sets a purple middle sector as he's further on in his lap.
Flying. Really
Looks like he's flying through this lap in the BWT Racing Point team.
So is Stan Bubbles as well.
Maybe the track drying up a little bit, I'm not too sure, but Sleek Mover going round Parabolica now, taking the shortest run to line, and he sets a 27.7, putting himself into the P3 slot. So a very nice lap for him, and I'm sure that will get him into Q3. Stan Bubbles, 27.2, very, very nice lap time from him. As I'm now joined by my co-commentator Spennyy F1, who's now joining me in the comments box, I think.
Hey, what a minx. Callum Prius looks to be the only ones on flyers at the moment. No, not Prius. No, it's just Paolo's on a flyer at the moment. On the intermediate compound. He's struggling. Oh no, he's back on the softs. Got a lot of wheel spin out of turn 2 there. I'm gonna put it on fitted tyres. They're all on softs at the moment. Okay.
So Jack H on an out lap now. I'm sure he'll be looking to try and improve on that lap time, as it might not be good enough to get him through into Q3. So will the likes of Callum, who's really struggling at the moment to keep it on the track. WT is still in the pits after not setting the lap times so far.
Carl's back in the pits again.
Callum back into the pits.
That's third time.
Again.
Electro.
No, Callum just not having the confidence to go out on a lap, and something's happened. No.
Alfa Tauri had a moment at Ascari.
No, incorrect. So,
Oh, he's just warming up his tyres.
there's a Prius is on a lap. I'm sure he'll be safely through into Q2.
Electro's a second
Q3,
up
but
at Ascari here.
with Electro, a second up going through Ascari, almost losing the back end, but short shifting to try and keep it in a higher gear to minimise that wheel spin. They should be able to get him through into Q3, but it's just going to be a case of whether he can keep it on the track. Now taking the last corner
Very nice.
rather nicely as he goes round to the final corner to set a 27.7, putting him P6 in Q3.
That might be enough.
Quite a few drivers else on the track now.
Track doesn't seem to be getting much damper, does it? Like, they're still improving on their times. Is that Jack H? Yeah.
That'll be a marginally down on his personal best lap time. So we'll have to see whether he can improve in the last couple of corners. Going through parabolic, now getting a bit twitchy on exit. It's very hard to get the power down in these tricky conditions. Let's see what lap time he can set, and it's not faster than his personal best, so he is at a big risk as Shaversby is spun at Ascari there. Meanwhile, YX is on his laptop on his last lap of the session
fastest
now.
Lap. The 27th lap. Young's coming around the last corner now. YX is coming around the last corner now. With a 27.5. So the likes of Electro and Cut are in big trouble here. Everyone's improving.
There's a Ferrari of Stephen that has gone out again, and he's 6 cents up on his flying up, so this could put DTFS Electro down into P10, so he's going to have to go out again, as I think he is, to try and improve his lap, but Stephen loses it on the grass.
Oh, no.
And that could be his qualifying over here now.
He was up as well.
This is some dramatic moments. He was up by a lot of time. But now that has just gone absolutely into the bin as Jack H has gone into the pit. We've got Callum out on his out lap now. He really needs to get a good lap in. We're going to skip to TTFS Electro, who's a 10th up on his personal best time, taking De La Rocha nicely, not exceeding any track limits there, short shifting on exit to try and get the power down as soon as possible. Going through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2.
Young's gone purple sector 2. In the Alpha Tauri here. It's going very nicely. This could be pole. So not pole, fastest lap of the session.
Going to quickly skip along to YX.
Unless he's going to box it. No, he's not.
So YX sets a 27.2. But Louis T has been in. Also is Seamus as well. TCFS Electro as well. That is 3 people.
What's going on?
All out at the end
Cal
of Q3.
is the last driver now. Cal's
So
the last man.
Last driver on track. Cal is out on his lap time now. Being very tentative on the throttle as he bins into the wall. And he spun round, and that will be his qualifying session. And he is out. Every driver has gone through. Escari has just absolutely binned it so
I'm not sure
far.
what he was
so
thinking
these track
there.
conditions
Just full throttled it.
Easy. Tried to go full throttle through Escari, and it's really come back to just absolutely ruin him at the end. So Electric just about manages
somehow
to get through into Q3 after a spin. He was very, very lucky there. Same with Stephen.
I'm not sure how it works. It might repeat itself like what happened in Q1. So we could have a 9-man shootout, which I think is going to happen.
Spun again. Louis T has joined the session. Oh, and I don't know what he's doing, but yeah.
We just roll with it. Roll with it.
Yeah, we just roll with it.
Yeah, it's going to be a 9-man shootout, I think. It's unfortunate, to say the least. Yeah.
Not really.
It is.
So we have a 9-man Q3 after someone, Electro binning it, DNFing. That means that he's he's no longer able to participate into Q3. So Julianator tops the standings in P1 with a 27 flat in Q2. YX in P2, Stan Bubbles P3, AOR Minx P4, It's a Prius P5, Jack H P6, Sleek Mover P7, Cutler P8, and Steven 3001 in P9.
I wonder what the conditions will be like in Q3. I think it will be going on to intermediate tyres.
If the weather does get worse, I'm sure we might see some people go out on the inters, which will just add another dynamic to this race.
Looks weird with
I think it's dried up now. Oh no, it hasn't. It's still raining.
It's raining much less though.
Yeah, not as much rain on the circuit, so
I'd say dry tyres still.
I feel like people will be going out on the slicks. Yeah.
Let's have a look what Stevens got. Stevens made it through somehow after he binned it at the final corner. He is on the soft compound, so it looks like it's a slick Q3. Had some weird qualifying conditions last week as well at Austria. Surprised no one actually tried a lap on intermediates in Q2. I'm not sure what the expected time is to get on them. Yeah, because if someone qualified on the Inters in Q2, they could start on a free choice of tyres.
Everyone out. Well, not everyone. We've got half the people out.
Yeah.
On a new set of softs.
5.9.
First line lap. This session.
Prius
has disconnected. So
I'll send him an invite.
We need an invite back.
Yeah.
For him. So Stephen, one of the contenders for pole position in the Ferrari with his teammate, also a strong contender as well. Let's go for a commentated lap on board with Stephen. Going down into turn 1, braking just before 100 meter ball, down into second gear. Try and clip the curb if you can, but don't worry if not, if you can get a good exit out of turn 2. Now through the flat out, turn 3, known as Curva Grande. Try and take the tightest line possible, as it will reduce the amount of track you have to do, so keep it nice and pinned through there. Now going through turns 4 and 5, braking at the 100 meter ball, down it into 4th gear optimally, but you can use lower gears as well, as it will help you get that rotation, but may unsettle the car. Now going down through into Lesmo 1, try and take a tight line, carry all your momentum through, use all of the curbs on the outside and inside as well. Same for Lesmo 2, use all of the outside curb if you can, as long as it doesn't unsettle the car. Now one of the most important bits of the circuit now, coming up to Ascari, braking just after the 100 meter board down into 4th gear to try and get that extra rotation, short shifting on exit, try and keep the car nice and stable. In quite a clean lap from Stephen. I'm sure this will put him in a decent position come near the end of the session.
Oh, he's
going
binned it again.
To the last corner now, and he sets a 27.2.
Solid banker.
So not a bad banker.
Here comes Stan Bubbles. He's 3 tenths up from Stevens' sector 2 time.
What the hell was happening? Oh, there we go.
26.9.
Dan Bubbles goes fast with a 26.9. That is a very, very nice lap time for him. He's got to get out the way of YX. Just about getting out in time. So hooking up the curbs very nicely does YX there.
Julian is coming up to finish his lap here. Slow that. He must have made a mistake somewhere. Is that him retiring? No.
Big lock up for AR Mink. He's trying to break as late as possible, but maybe outbreaking himself a little bit.
Sleek's made a mistake as well. Only a 28.4 here. Who's the next to come across on the flyer?
Purple sector 1 for AR Mink's big lock up again though, so I don't know whether we actually have a purple sector 1 for him. Stephen goes into the pits now, so yeah, we're going to stay on board with AR Minx now going through Lesmo 2, now activating the DRS, which we still have in these kind of damp conditions. We're obviously still for the slicks. That's probably your indication as to what tyres to be on, whether DRS is enabled or not. Saying a purple middle sector now, using 4th gear again, as I said, for the rotation in the car.
Julian, not could have moved out of the way a bit better there, but it's all right because Prius and Sleek are in laps and out laps.
So A1 Minx goes second with a 27 flat. It's looking good for the Williams drivers in P1 and P7 respectively, with Cutler going out on a lap now. Let's follow on board with him. Heading down into turn 1, missing his braking zone by quite a lot there. I don't know, don't think this will be a representative lap, and he's backed out of that lap, and I'm sure he's going to go again either now or later on in the session. So we're going to follow the likes of Sleek Mover now. He's going through turn 1 and 2 now.
Why isn't Cutler moving? Who's that?
Sleek Mover 3 tenths up
Right.
on his personal best time. Let's see where this might be able to put him. Cutler's going rather slow through
They're both
there.
on out laps, it's alright. Don't know what they're doing though. contend for pole this.
So Sleek Mover goes through the final corner to set a 27.7, and it's a Prius goes for a 27.3, putting himself P4 in the standings.
Butler and Jack H are ramping up on their laps now, on their flyers. Who are you on board with?
On board with it's a Prius.
Is he on another
Where's that
lap? Alright.
Nope. So we're going to follow Cutler, who is out on a lap now after winning his first attempt. So he's gone again. He's 5 seconds up on his lap time already, using second gear for the Della Roggia chicane. Cutler going into the tricky Ascari chicane now. Let's see what safety time he does. He's 37 laps up on his time. I don't know what lap time he's going to do roughly, because no, just no.
Your mic's echoing a bit, Louis.
Okay, I fixed that. We're going board with Cutler as he's going around the final corner. Let's see what lap time he can do. It's his final one of the session, however. It's a 27.9, so not as fast as he would have.
Screwed up. He should back off now and try another one. Oh yes. He's already backed off. I'm not sure if this is cut on another lap, one after the other.
See with oh, Cutler
Yeah.
is 8/10 up on his flying lap. I'm going to stay on board with him.
Ooh.
Third lap on these tyres, I think,
nice.
so it's not going to be the most ideal for him, but nonetheless he's going out using all of the exit curb for Lesmo 1 to try and carry as much as
Minx isn't going back out. He's settling for P2.
he's 9/10 up. This could be a pole position lap from Cutler here. He can keep
He
it
doesn't
clean
win it.
through this last sector there.
Very nice.
He can
That looked nice.
he can definitely
That's scars.
do well.
Is he going to knock his teammate off pole?
Will he be able
Looks
to
like
knock
it's gonna
his
happen here.
teammate off pole? Indeed. Could it be a 1-2 for the Williams as he goes round the final corner, goes very wide, but sets a 27.034 and goes P2, not getting better off his teammate.
Steven's up by 8/10. This could be pole.
Stephen is up by 8/10 apparently, I'm hearing. So this could be pole, but we're going to skip ahead to Julianator to see what he does first. Julianator going across the line to set a 27 flat. YX
Young
doing
doesn't
the 27.6, and Stephen, he gets pole with a 26.7, and I think that will be the fastest lap time we see.
Jack H.
Jack H. Let's see what lap time he does. No,
Nope.
he stays there.
It's got nothing.
But
Couldn't
Cutler
improve.
is not going faster. Stephen
A1 makes him
absolutely
P5.
doing some weird stuff into turn 1. But
Where's the
it's a
dream?
Prius is not going to get round the track in time.
Have they all
Dan
finished?
Bubbles going out for another lap now, bringing the 100 metres, really trying
yeah,
to
he
brake
is.
late. Goes down into first gear, maybe ran a bit too deep there, but let's see whether he gets the traction out of turn 2. Gets some decent traction, but quite a bit of wheel spin. Let's see how he does going through Curvagonde now.
Jack H is on another
Down
lap
by
as well.
just under a 10th, and you can see just how difficult these conditions are now. Heading through Della Rocha chicane, now into the tricky middle sector through Lesmo 1. The car really just wants to swap sides with you there. It's important that you keep the car nice and stable and try not
Stop by a
to
second and
get a warning or
3
invalidate
tenths.
your lap. See, Stan Bubbles is probably up on his
Oh,
lap
sorry, I
now.
was looking at Jack H.
Let's
My bad.
have a seat as there's someone spun. Cutler is spun at Ascari and could get in the way of his teammate here. He's got to get out of the way quickly and does so, but Cutler,
That's going to slow him down a
Stan
lot.
Bubbles has had Stan just had to cut the corner there to avoid his teammate, or else that would have been a heavy collision there.
I'm not sure if that's gained him time or not. Jack H slots in P6.
I don't know whether Stan's going to improve in his lap time after encountering some traffic with him and his
No,
teammate,
he's
and
not.
it's going to be a 27 flat, so not improving on his lap time. Although I don't think
Julian
will
is backed
improve
out.
either, and he's backed out. And I think
That's the
that
session
will be
over.
it
Yeah.
for qualifying.
Very close again.
To give a rundown, that is Stephen 3001 on pole position with a 26.7, a fantastic lap. Stan Bubbles on P2 respectively with a 26.942. Julian Ater P3, shortly separated by Cutler in P4. AOR Minx P5, Jack H P6, It's a Prius P7, YX P8, and Sleek Mover P9. Yeah. I'm gonna keep him unmuted. So Stephen taking pole position, and the Williams and the Ferrari team doing a fantastic job. The Ferrari in front of the Tifosi fans, putting in a very nice qualifying performance. Oh. What I'm going to say is tyre pressures and everything 50-50. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights out. And away we go for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. Loads of wheels in for everyone. Off the start, Stephen gets a very nice start, followed by Stan Bubbles, Julian Ater, and Cutler down into turn 1. Will we see any flying moves? Cutler already up into P3, getting a move done nicely down the inside of Julian Ater. Stan Bubbles down the inside of Stan Bub. No, what? Stan Bubbles down the inside of Stephen, sorry. But quite a calm start of the race. Cutler getting a move done on Julian Ater, now looking for one on his teammate as well. Stan Bubbles going for the move on Stevie, going down the inside of turns 3 and 4. Stephen has to take evasive action, having to cut the corner, but loses 2 positions whilst doing it, so nothing doing there from the shows. Julian Ater gets through as well. There's a McLaren of TCFS Electro off at De La Rocha, so I'm not too sure what has happened there. We've got loads of cars in such proximity to each other, as Louis T has had a mare, and he's round after being crashed out by someone. Julian Ater going for a move on Cutler, going side by side through Ascari. Cutler giving him a bit of a squeeze onto the grass, almost losing him some positions, and it looks like Stephen's maybe got a bit of damage as he's just dropping down the position. So a bit of a hectic restart, but a 1-2 for the Williams team, doing a fantastic job. Stephen and Jack H going side by side through Parabolica with Hazabier down the inside on that driver there. Stephen has gone into the pits as he's probably got damage, as I thought. A1 Minx and Jack H going side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happens there. A1 Minx going down the inside of the Red Bull, but Jack H gets a mega exit and will keep the position for now, getting a bit of a squeeze, and they're going to go 3 wide going through Curva Grande there. Jack H conceding the position for now, using a lot of his rich mix and overtake to try and stay with A1 Minx. But looking further ahead, it's a Prius and Julian's going side by side through De La Rocha. It's a Prius going to stick behind Julianator for the time being and try and get him at a later date.
Paul and Stephen have pit for damage. Stephen's trying to go to the end. I think it's possible. Just.
It's a Prius who's got a mega run on Julianator. Let's see what he can do going into Ascara. Going to go side by side, but Julianator keeps position, brakes later, and keeps the position there. So it's a Prius going to have to wait another couple of corners to try and get any move on.
It's getting swallowed now.
Always been a bit TTV Spennyy all the way up into P10 on the soft compound tyres, doing a fantastic job. Looking up the grid, there's CTFS Electro retires after binning it at Ascari. That's unfortunate for him, but had such a poor start. It was almost bound to happen.
No safety car.
No safety car caused by that, luckily. And Sadiq Mover, is he going to go down the inside of Hazabier? Yes, he does. He goes down the inside and gets a fantastic move done on the Alfa Romeo driver.
The front, isn't it?
Big DRS train happening up ahead, though. A1 Minx right on the back of it. Prius choosing not to use his DRS, but will just use the slipstream.
Right.
Oh, it's a Prius. I think it's maybe an AI. I think it's a Prius is left. He's just lagging a lot, never mind.
Yeah, Prius is having internet issues
Look
today.
back towards the end of the grid, and Asterix is round after having a collision with Seamus Mia. You can see the DRS train is in full function there. Everyone down from P3 down into P13 is just separated by less than a second. Cal is using just absolutely everything to get past, and he's onto the gravel. Will he be sent for a spin? Giving Hazabier a big squeeze there and almost goes off the track. T3 Spennyy behind him, closing in on him on the soft compound of tyres, choosing to use quite a bit of the DRS. He wants to get the move done on the Alfa Romeo driver. Will he make it 2 on Callum's behind for time being? Let the move
Look at the Williams
done
drivers.
down into turn 1 and 2.
They've just gone. Absolutely bitsed it. I don't find too much they do. Oh, that's a nice switch back from Cutler. They're going to go side by side. You've got this, Louis.
The 2 Williams drivers going side by side, almost squeezing each other off the track there. That was almost
no ERS already.
Bad.
They've got no ERS.
For those 2. Definitely some interesting track limits from Stan Bubbles there. Singing a little bit too early for Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And there's enough from Mayo off of Hazabier down in P16 after having a bit of a collision there. C3 Spennyy going side by side with Callum Arno. He's lagging so much.
Is that Callum who's lagging?
Yep. Colin Spencer is a VSC. The 1-2 for the Williams has turned into absolute torment there. Cutler bidding it on lap 4 to cause an early VSC, not quite the full safety car. Could we see the likes of Stan Bubbles or maybe someone else jump into the pits and go for a bit of a mega strategy here? Everyone stays out, I think. Ours could probably go to the end of the Grand Prix very comfortably, but no one
Jack H
choosing
did it last season.
to pit.
Oh yeah, absorbing frame.
Absorbing frame, going into the pit, going for a bit of a bold strategy call. Probably trying to get a massive undercut on those. You gain around 8 seconds under VSC compared to normal conditions. So he's getting his front wing replaced as well. So yeah, going on to the hard compound of tyres. Let's look out for any drive-through penalties that may
Just
occur
off.
during this race.
For the
RL
drive-through, his race
with a
is
drive-through
over.
penalty, but no one else
He might as well
with one.
retire.
This is good for Stan Bubbles, who now gets to save some of his ERS. But Julianator has gained 2 seconds on Stan during this VSC, so maybe Stan got a bit tentative throughout there and lost her position. As
Red Bull bot's going strong.
Callum is
Same
lagging
with
a lot.
YX. Yeah,
Wow.
he always has issues. Hopefully it's not too...
Luke Lee Josh
look
on the
from
alternate
behind.
strategy doing a fantastic job in P11.
Same with Asterix.
Same with Asterix, he's P12 on the alternate strategy as well.
I think Asterix had a...
He's got the run on Luke Lee Josh. Will he be able to get the move done into turn 1? We're going to follow on board with him, choosing not to use any ERS, as there's just no real point. The 2 drivers ahead of him very low on ERS. Sims using a lot of the overtake button, trying to defend from Luke Lee Josh. This Luke Lee Josh completely hits Seamus into turn 1.
I'm not sure where he was trying to go there. He should have gone for the inside.
Action there.
Yeah.
Luke
Lee Josh had a collision with
behind Callum, and Jack H is I don't know what happened there, but he's lost a second or 2 as TV Spenny
what is going on?
Just crashed on. I don't know what's happened there.
They both forgot to brake at the chicane.
Well, on my screen, DG Spenny was swerving all over the screen and just straight
Spenny!
line.
He's just...
So yeah.
1 minute.
I think that Asterix leaves the party. As Callum's getting all out of sorts through a sky, this will leave him vulnerable to an attack from TTV Spenny. Will he finally get the move done? I think he will do and gets it done. Louis T out. Will that be a safety car, I wonder? Another VSC, so another calming of the storm. It's a Prius! Oh, he's just done something. Oh no, he's just lagged a lot, lagged behind 3 people. So some connection issues from It's a Prius, losing him a lot of time. Callum into the pits as well, ghosting through. It's a bit of a strange bit of the race now, to be perfectly honest. VSC is still out. Oh, no, it's not. We go back to green light racing. No one with a drive through. Yeah, why XLMX getting a penalty, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So that's going to be added to his final race time, but he will serve it into the pits, which will effectively get rid of that penalty. This Prius has disconnected from the lobby, so we've got quite a few drives, all within close proximity of another. It's a big DRS train. They are slowly but surely catching Stan Bubbles as well, though, so he's got to try and keep it together. We've got A1 Mix going to go down the inside of Julianator into Ascari. Julianator gives him the position, but will he go for a bit of a switchback, or will he just stay behind until the next straight. A big DRS train here now. They've lost quite a bit of time to Stan Bubbles, so they need to be careful not to battle too much, or else they will lose distance with them. Julianated down into P5 after being doubly overtaken. PXR Asterix in P6 with Lucally Josh and Hazabier. But Sleek Mover going to go for a move around the outside of YX LMX and gets a very nice move done there, moving himself up into P3. Needs to be careful not to lose DRS of A1 Minx, so they can't battle for too much longer. But Stan Bubbles being reined in a little bit by Stan was getting reined in a little bit by A1 Minx and Sleek Mover as we finally get the race director and some Delta times back. Say that again. Another yellow flag, and that's RL Full, not RL Full, that's Left Raft TV off at Ascari. So that is quite a few people that have had unfortunate races winning it at the Ascari Decane, but Stan Bubbles is now in the clutches of A1 Minx, making quite a few mistakes, and A1 Minx is right on the back of the Williams driver. The Williams driver just having a good race, and it all going down the drain a little bit as there's a lot of oh, sorry. Can you hear me, Spenny? Okay, I'm back now. A1 Minx and Stan Bubbles going to go side by side.
Oh, Minx
going
is
to
around him.
No, they're not. He just lets him go. It's a bit out of sorts in that dirty air, but Stan Bubbles will be able to save some ERS and save some fuel behind the McLaren driver. A1 Minx got quite a bit more ERS, but Stan Bubbles goes for the move straight back. So that means that A1 Minx will now get the DRS again.
It's the DRS. Not too clever from him at all.
So we're going to see some pit stops in the next couple of laps. As they will be pitting
a great advantage
for the medium compound of tyres. Of course, the 3 VSCs that have come out. Oh, Sleek Mover has absolutely hit Stan Bubbles there. So that is a bit of an interesting incident there. Not too sure what's happened there. Sleek Mover looking to have... Oh, but Sleek Mover... Oh! What has happened there? I think he did give Stan the position back, but almost spun doing it. So, good sportsmanship from Sleek Mover giving the illegal... Well, not illegal overtake, but being a nice person and giving him the position back, as he kind of got it a bit unfairly. But looks like Sleek Mover might have a bit of damage, though, because he's just struggling through these corners. But meanwhile, A1 Minx has bolted it again, so could we see another dominant display from the McLaren driver? 2 tenths up on his personal best, just showing that those tyres that he's on are doing absolutely wonders. Saying that as he almost spins and gets a massive flat spot on those tyres. This is going to allow Stan Bubbles back in its DRS. So just as his race was getting exciting, it's just been railed back in. Lucally Josh spinned it at Ascari. Will that be a safety car? I don't think it will be. Oh, Sleek Mover deciding to not go into the pits last minute, losing himself a lot of time there. But chooses to go another lap. Stan Bubbles and A1 Minx into the pits. Could we see Stan Bubbles jump A1 Minx? No, we won't.
Let's see here. Julian is jump.
So we're going to take a look at the provisional standings. So the provisional race leader, everyone in front of him hasn't pitted, but T3 Spenny is your effective race winner, but he has to make another pit stop as he's gone from mediums to medium. So he actually has to make one more stop onto another compound of tyres. Oh no, he started on the soft, sorry, my bad. So T3 Spenny is actually the effective race leader, in P1. So once everyone else pits, Julian Nath will be P2, AOR Minx P3, Stan Bubbles P4, and Callum in P5. I think. Yeah. Meg's going to go down the inside. Julian Nath making a super clean move on his championship rival, funnily enough. But Julian Nath, will he have the run back on AOR Minx? Yeah. He's got a slipstream, but I think he's just going to stay behind the McLaren driver for now.
Nice and compact. Most of the field is anyway.
PXR Asterix, the only person not to have pitted.
No, he's not. He's just lagged into a wall for me. Interesting.
Yes.
Oh my god. He's just literally lagged into a wall. And then teleported back in front of YX. McDonald's Wi-Fi. Yeah, Steven's in a lot of trouble here. He needs to be praying for a safety car.
Sam Bubbles now with the DRS of sorry, no, don't know what's happening with my menus there. It's lagging out. Yeah, T3 Spenny is building up a bit of a gap to AOR Minx at the moment. He's absolutely flying on those mediums, but the advantage that Minx does have is that it has 60% more ERS and about 6 or 7 lap fresher tyres, so you're going to have a big advantage towards the end of the race compared to TTV Spenny. PXR Asterix still yet to pit, so he's going to be pissing in the next lap or two. I reckon he needs to use a bit of his ERS or else he'll go above 100%.
Mover off.
Good.
Did you see that?
Sneak mover's
been it.
Just gone off, and there's a yellow flag as it's a Prius. He's also gone around, but he's now back onto the track.
Oh, just binned it. I don't. Oh,
Has a Pierre is out as well.
That's another one.
Fifth person to hit into the wall.
3 VSCs. What's going on here?
We've had 5 VSCs, one for every single one. We've had 4 or 5 VSCs in this race, one for every person. That's TNF.
From here. Yeah, they could.
Yes. Go from lap 13 to the end.
Astro must have been past.
Yeah, he was miles past it. So this is good again for PXR Asterix. This is he's not losing as much time as he would do to the people in front of him. No, not with an actual safety car. I feel like a real proper safety car will definitely help this Grand Prix become better, as Sleek Weaver gets a drive-through penalty and so does Absorbing Frame. So both the race point drivers getting a drive-through under VSC. And I'm back. So yeah, sorry, just had to switch party quickly. So yeah, I'm looking like PXR Asterix might be into the pits this lap. No, he's gone for another lap. Personally, I would have definitely gone for into the pits for him, but he's choosing to go extra long to try and get the maximum value out of yeah.
Mediums can last.
Mediums can probably go from lap 8.
G2 Spenny put on lap 7. It's gonna be a tight one. So effectively, there's only 11 people competing for points at the moment.
A safety car right now would make Asterix come out in P1, providing other people pit behind him. So he's got to probably go into the pits sometime soon.
I'm not sure if he's waiting for one. I don't know.
Maybe he's waiting for a safety car. Maybe he's just being very, very long.
I think he knows he's going to come out way behind them all. I don't know how long a pit stop around here is, but it's not looking good for him at all. I think one more DNF will bring out a safety car. Frame. What happened to frame? That's Asterix in the pits. Checking you're still here.
So
Yeah, okay.
sorry,
I thought we had connection issues again.
Controller died. Yeah, PXR Asterix is into the pits, which has brought him down.
Not too bad.
To P9, not bad, but
It's going to be on a charge.
not the best of positions for him.
What's Prius disconnected again? I think he's given up. I'm not. Yeah, he's just been having issues as well today. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the lobby host is partly at fault. Not too sure. But I've sent him another invite back. Lobby host has good internet though, so yeah. That's Leffer into the pits. He might just be retiring here. Yeah, I mean.
The gap between AR Minx and TTV Spenny is stabilising. So yeah.
Yeah, and TTV Spenny's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pits. Also note that he's not got a setup on, so his tyre temp's going to be pretty high.
Yeah, for the middle sector he's going to be taking an absolute beating, but on the straight it'll be even faster with the added tyre pressures. But AOL Minx and Julian is going side by side through turn 1, keeping it nice and clean between the two of them. Good.
Young's going to join the battle now.
The
Same
two
with Stumbles.
drivers.
It's going to be interesting.
Bubbles and Young both now catching up to the back of AOL Minx and Julianator. So the two of them both catching up. So this is the battle for the lead. There's about 5 people, sorry, for the battle of the lead, all within 2 to 3 seconds of each other. A Sleek Mover goes into the pits as to serve his drive-through penalty, and Absorbing Frame served his last lap. The Haas drivers are not having the best of races as of yet. Definitely not the ideal result for them too. But this front pack here, though, all the drivers behind TTV Spenny do not want to be battling too much, or else there's going to be losing lots and lots of time, enabling TTV Spenny to be able to run away with
has 10 clips even though he raced 2 laps. Don't know how that's possible. Who's that off? Frame, he's round.
Absorbing Frame this round, and I think that might be the end of his race. But looking back to the front, A1 Minx is going to go down the inside of Julianator. These two just trading positions there.
Yeah, it's the
And they're
main
still
battle.
gaining on TTV Spenny. But they've got to watch out for Asterix here.
Here
Asterix
he
is doing a
comes on
fantastic job.
Just gonna send it on him. They're gonna give each other the space. A little bit of tire bang in there.
Another VSC.
Oh, is Asterix ahead of him? Oh, they made contact.
Was Asterix ahead?
I think that's a penalty. This game's algorithm. Oh, they've got away with it.
So
They've got away with it.
absorbing frame. DNF'd at Ascari as well. So that makes it 6 victims to the chicane.
That's
absolutely.
Is that 5 VSEs and no safety car? I don't get this game.
I think that's 5 VSEs.
Oh, Stan Bubbles just.
Dan Bubbles has just got a penalty, I think.
He's got a penalty with a lap car. That's not possible.
He got a penalty for overtaking a lapped car, so I think he'll be getting that removed at the end of this race. So that's unfortunate for him. But he's lost 4 seconds, I've noticed.
Yeah.
He probably lost it trying to give back the position to the AI, so his race has just been absolutely ruined there. That's so unfortunate for the Williams driver who was doing such a fantastic job there. That's unfortunate.
Right, it's
for him.
Battle between the top 4 now, and Asterix might be able to join the party at the end. Julianator and Mink have the same ERS. Both at the pace. Good management. TTV Spenny only on 20% of ERS. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to last. That's Seamus with a 5-second in the pits. Scari's been deadly, hasn't it?
It's
Prius
definitely not the
points.
easiest of corners
After his
when you're on heavy
issues.
fuel.
Oh, that's poor from Sleek. That's a poor exit. Prius is going to have the run on him. I'm not sure if he's going to want to try it though.
You're going to send it down the inside. The Racing Point driver going side by side into De La Rocha. Sleek mover gives him the position, but they make contact, and Prius has been given a bit of damage, and those two come together.
It's not a corner to go too wide. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, if I'm Sleek mover, I just concede the position and wait for the next DRS zone, because there's no chance you're going too wide through there. It's a death wish.
There's a bit of a... I think the battle for the win here is definitely between the drivers in P2, 3 and 4, as TTV Spenny has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit, so he's effectively out of this race unless he can somehow pull 3.5 seconds to AOR Mink in the last 6 laps.
Cal's in the pits.
That might
Cal
happen.
is...
As Callum goes into the pits, as Lefraff retires from the session, goes into the pits and safely retires from the session. Callum may be going for fastest lap here, but he's going to lose out 2 positions to
Prius
Sleek
who's going to
mover.
get past them, yeah. Prius back into
Prius.
But
A bit
he's
of a
not going to
bizarre
be happy with
strategy
Sleek mover,
from the 2 of them, but I'm sure they can actually make up those positions back whilst maybe getting a fastest lap, so maybe that strategy does make a bit of sense now. The safety car right now would definitely do us a treat. Zero Minx gets back into the DRS of TTV Spenny, so now this is just going to be a 4-man train to the end of the race. Will we see any last lap or last couple of lap collisions between any of these drivers? Let's wait and see. Julianator doing a fantastic job saving lots of ERS. He's got 76%, but having to use quite a bit to stay within that DRS of AOR Mink. AOR Mink, of course, just doing a fantastic job. He's just absolutely flying, as he always does. Just so consistent. You never see him making too many mistakes, and he's never in any incidences himself. So yeah, he's just
Prius is going to
showing himself.
He's going to break his monitor.
And another. This is Jack H retires. Let's go. That is 7 people.
No,
no.
That's 6. That's 6 VSCs.
That's wow. But me wow. That's all I have to say. Is me wow.
Let's get Prius back in. He will have probably smashed it.
Wow. So only 13 drivers are in this race. 12 drivers, sorry. So yeah, this race has been a bit of bit of a crazy race to say the least. Hopefully, no more drive-throughs for any of the top guys. As they
Clunky
definitely do not
driving
wanna
as well.
ruin their races.
Let's see who gets the drive through here. Seamus, Mia.
As Seamus gets a drive through for speeding under the pit lane, but he was outside the points
God, that's
anyway. I
rookie
don't think
stuff.
he was going to get any.
Who's that? Julianator's got a good restart there.
Julianator with almost 100% ERS, he's just saving it all.
Oh, he's got more than
Behind A1
Minx.
Minx, and I'm sure he's going to be able to just deploy it all
Minx
the time.
Oh,
he's using it now. Minx is using a lot of deployment as well.
TT Spenny with a lot of movement on the straight. Not too sure what he's doing.
Booty movements from TCV Spenny there. Taking a lot of curb there.
He's in trouble.
He gets him a fantastic run. Let's have a look at TCV Spenny's tyres. They're looking very, very...
Oh, they've got blistering.
Actually, no,
front left.
They're not looking that bad. They're not looking that horrible, but
they can
his front left
stretch.
is not looking the best.
Not ideal conditions.
He's going to start suffering through this middle sector though. He's going to just lose all sense of grip.
Asterix is pit again. What's he doing?
Asterix is into the pits again.
That is confusing.
I'm in confusion right now. I don't know.
I don't get that.
TCV Spenny using all of his ERS to get A1 Minx out of DRS here. So just trying to help on. But Julianator ran into P4. I don't know what's happened there, but he's lost out at two positions
that's some
almost.
nice track limits as well from Julianator.
Nice track limits from there.
Who's this? RRL4 is coming up to be lapped here. I know why Asterix pit, I think, because I think he thought his best position would be 6th. So he's gonna try and get fastest lap and then get these two back here as the timings have glitched.
Oh, Julianator getting cut off a bit there. But TCV Spenny is really struggling. Look at him, he's fallen to the depths with the other drivers. But Stan Bubbles is catching up to them now, so they've got to be careful not to battle too much.
Should we go on board with Asterix?
Could be involved there, but Asterix now used every last drop of his overtake for that lap to try and get a move on Stephen. Doesn't get it, but will he be able to make a move on the driver?
He's made a shocking strike.
Ferrari driver for another time, and he hits into the back of Stephen and Callum
as well.
He's got another 3 seconds to track limits. So Callum's clearly struggling for track limits there.
We've got 2 battles here.
This race, but Stephen, he's got
Minx
the run. Will he be able to
Spenny.
make a move into Della Rocha? They're going to go side by side. Let's see what happens. But no, doesn't get the move done. A1 Minx has got the move done on TTV Spenny. But Spenny using all of his ERS to
He's
try
got to
and
just
get
wait
it
for
back.
the DRS, surely. See what he does here.
Going over to the right to try and cool down his engine.
Oh, look how much more grip Minx has. He's got a much better run through there.
He's just got a lot more grip than TTV Spenny, but TTV Spenny is not going to give this one up
He's
easily.
not going to get him back.
Everything to try and stay
Minx
with
is
the McLaren
just a
drive. Will he send? Oh, making a bit of contact there, puts him offline for turn 2. Making a bit of contact with YX as well. So AR Minx, I think, is just going to start to run away with it now. Will YX be able to make
I
a
would
move
like Spenny
on
to let
TTV
my
Spenny?
AlphaTauri through. Let's see if he does that. Hopefully he doesn't hold him. He's holding him up a lot here. Back up. Stevens on Sleek. That's a dive bomb. That's a nice dive bomb.
Ooh, getting a bit square machine through. Turn 2 and another whiff of contact as well.
Yeah.
And Callum's round as well.
He's lost the rear and killed Cal.
He's lost the rear end and Callum's not had the best.
Yeah, well,
of
they're
luck
good.
this
Maybe
race.
their friendship's gone down the drain now. Not sure
That's
what his thoughts going to be on that. Here
Won't
comes
be Asterix
YX
as
is
well.
past
That's
Spenny. Come on, YX, you've got this, son. You've got Minx. Oh no.
Asterix has got the
Stick with
DRS
Minx,
now.
mate. Stick with
Will he
Minx.
be able to make a move on seat with using all of his DRS? And I think he'll get the move done for Paraguay. Yes, he does. But we're going to look forward to YX and A1 Minx, the battle for first place here. Julianator is still behind TTV Spenny, so he really does need to get a bit of a move on, to say the least.
Nice track limits. Oh no, Column has damage, so we'll accept him.
Julienator and TTV Spenny going side by side into De La Rocha chicane. TTV Spenny just backing out of the move.
He's going to settle for P5 here.
4.
Poor. Now he'll take that for P20. Good drive, especially what I said. So, battle for the lead. Top 3. 2 laps remain. 1.5 more like. Oh my, Julian has just bowled it. He's just got a penalty. Track limits. So
Julian is with a penalty on the second to last lap,
my God.
and it's bottled his chance of getting.
YX has got to use everything here. He's just got to go for it.
YX is using every little drop of his ERS as he kind of has to.
Go on.
To try and defend from AO1 Mix. AO1 Mix has got a lot of DRS, and RL Fool's AI is giving AO1 Mix DRS as well. So that is.
Four going to be doing that.
That's unfortunate for him. But let's see whether YX can make a move on this last lap. I doubt it, but we'll have to kind of just wait and see. Especially after penalties. Look at the amount of penalties that certain drivers have. It's going to be close. But look at that. Stanbub has caught up massively to the back of TTV Spenny. So if he can stay within that 2 second margin,
anyone
TTV Spenny, I think he can get a P4 here.
Yeah, for sure. He's round him. Oh, it's a puncture! It's a puncture! It's a puncture!
TTV Spenny with a puncture on the last lap.
Go, go, go,
He's
go,
got
go.
a puncture.
It's on a queen.
And it just shows that.
He's just got it. Oh my God, he's got nothing.
Everything goes your way.
Is that a rear?
He's got absolutely nothing left.
Left rear,
on his tyres.
He's got a left rear. Oh no.
I can't.
He's gonna bin it through a Ascari.
Trying to get the perfect camera angle, but it's gonna be painful through a Ascari. A last lap puncture for TTV Spenny, and he's surely gonna lose out on P5 here, maybe. Only a couple of corners to go, and you can see that rear
Minx
right
comes
tyre
across
is
the line
just
and he wins.
Absolutely punctured. But AR Minx takes home P1, YX P2, Julian Eater P3, Stumbles
As we skip
P4,
on to
and a
Spenny.
limping TTV Spenny.
Is he? Steven's gonna get him.
Lose out more and more position, and he's into the wall. That puncture is just going absolutely nuts. Luckily, he's ghosted. But look at that. Steven's going to take P5, but that puncture has absolutely ruined everything. Pushing that bit too hard, and he gets overtaken by more and more drivers. Will Asterix get him on the line? Yes, he does.
P8.
And that is poor.
That's
poor stuff from TTV Spenny.
What's he doing?
That's unfortunate.
Disgusting.
For the Red Bull driver, but great content nonetheless. That's absolutely class from him.
Cheeky TikTok.
Callum coming to take home a
Prius
disappointing
somehow
P9.
gets a point. That's
and Prius P10, and another extra one for getting fastest lap. Seamus taking home P11.
Yeah, that was a hectic race.
Yeah, now
cleaner
that
than last week, but there was still quite a couple of incidents.
Interesting race with 5 or 6 VSCs and multiple DNFs, multiple challenging moves, and some exciting battling between the drivers, and then a puncture for TTV Spenny, who gets driver of the day despite that last lap puncture. Was going to get P5, but has to settle for P8, I believe it was. So a bad day in the office for him, but I'm sure he'll be able to bounce back maybe. Are we going to do interviews, Spenny?
Up to you. And I think we'll just end it. We'll just leave it there. We'll get the results then. Just call it.
Yeah, to get you a race rundown. AOR Minx in P1 for a nice another win for the McLaren driver. YX in P2, Julian Acer P3, Stan Bubbles P4 with a very nice drive from him. Sleek Mover P5, PXR Asterix P6, P7 was Steven 3001, TTV Spenny with that last lap puncture in P8, Callum in P9, It's a Prius P10, 11th was Seamus, Horrell Fall, and everyone else DNF'd, unfortunately for them. So yeah, that was quite the race there, and quite quite exciting one as well to take it through with you. That'll be the end of today's stream. Thank you very much for watching as always. Make sure to join us on Saturday for Tier 3 at Italy, and then Tier 1, well, F2 and Tier 1 on Sunday. Thank you very much for watching.